Welcome in, y'all. Timeshare Clarence is May 7th, 2025. First and foremost, I want to thank God for waking me up this morning, blessing me with another day, another opportunity to work towards becoming the man I desire to be. I didn't record yesterday. The past couple days, I've really been kind of reflecting on the influence of the men in my life, my grandfathers, my great grandfathers, my dad, uncles, brothers, whoever, cousins. Just, if anything, what did I either get exposed to by those people, get taught from those people, or learn from observing those people that is beneficial to me, whether it's because it taught me to do something that's beneficial, or it taught me to not do something that's potentially detrimental. Because I think in my life, I've done a lot of risky things. And so it's not like I won't take chances. It's like I won't take big swings, and some stuff pay off, some stuff don't. But ultimately, the mentality is the same. If the outcome, the potential outcome is worth it, then I'll take the chance, because I know what I want my life to look like. So just looking at all these different things I learned, and I thought a lot about my grandfather, Jerry Jackson, and all of the stuff I felt like I see in me, things that I appreciate about him, so on and so forth. And it's a lot of stuff, but the more I start thinking about that, I kind of transition to thinking about my dad, because my opinion has been consistent, I would say, for the last almost 2 decades about my dad, which is like, he was a shitty dad. But if his goal of parenting was not to necessarily be supportive or whatever, because I'm not trying to be negative, but like, if his intention or his definition of being a good parent was preparing us to be successful, then he did a really good job. So I used to get frustrated with my dad a lot about just his refusal to take responsibility for anything negative. Even if he acknowledged that he did something wrong, he had a justification, he had an excuse. It was just frustrating. But he always, I felt like, took credit for any of our success. Like, anything that any of his kids accomplished, like, he was super proud, and I feel in some sense validated, that even if we didn't like what he did or what he didn't do, he prepared us to go throughout this life and deal with life as it is, versus how we may want it to be, or how it would be. Ooh, that was close. Or how it wanted to be ideally. So a lot of the stuff that I missed out on, I do regret. So I hope that my kids don't miss out on those things. But at the same time, a lot of the stuff that he made sure I understood, like, it still benefits me to this day. Like, I know I'm never worried about surviving. Like, I know whatever situation I find myself in, I'm not gonna lay down. I'm gonna figure out whatever I gotta figure out to get what I gotta get done. And if it's situations where I come up short, then the more I go forward, the more I experience, the less situations that's gonna happen in, because it's my responsibility. My life is my responsibility. And as long as you're willing to deal with the consequences of your actions, then you justify what you justify. So I can justify a lot if I feel like it's worth it. And I think that's something that I, at least in part, got from my dad. Now, I think he he sacrificed too much willingly. But I feel like I'll sacrifice those same things out of ignorance, not by choice. Like, it was his choice. It was my inexperience, my inability to understand the situation, my contribution, the impact of whatever. And this is not even like being sad about it. It's disappointing for sure. But I'm 42. So my outlook on life has been consistent for a long time as well, which is I'm gonna live as long as I can. So whenever I get to that turning point, that still should be the vast majority of my life. So if it took me 45 years to get to, which it really isn't 45 years of me investing, because you're not responsible for the first 20 years of your life, like in reality. Or at least I wasn't. Maybe some people are. But most of the stuff, most of the outcomes from the first 2 decades were based off other people's beliefs, influences, rules, regulations, whatever. So, and not just that, probably even in up until my late 20s to early 30s, I was still in some sense operating on somebody else's programming. So now I'm operating on my own. Now it's a combination of a lot of different people's programming, but a huge part of that programming is Clarence Young Sr. And I don't want to ever be dismissive of that. Like, I've been talking about this gratitude series for a long time, and I actually recorded a video that I never posted about my dad because the phone rang, it got interrupted. It just kind of, it was like, man, I tried and it didn't happen. So I still got that, and I might post it at some point. My back is killing me right now. My neck, not so much, but it's tight. So forgive me if I'm like squirming around, and like it's rough right now. So, but I want to finish this, or at least start this, because there's too much to finish in one video. But I don't really feel like it changes what I said as far as the 2 most influential people are still Lily and Aaliyah. But when I start thinking about who would be after that, it's a debate amongst multiple people, whether that's my mom, my dad, my grandfather, George Washington, those, my sister. I think those 4 people, it would be like, okay, it could be a long drawn out debate because it's so much influence from all of those people. But when I look at who I am, where I'm at, what I have accomplished, what I believe I will accomplish, I really do feel like it probably is a lot of my dad in there, even though I don't feel like he was a good dad. Uh, I can understand his pride now. I can. Like, as a parent, for me to become who I am and think about, even if I didn't appreciate it or even if I didn't recognize it in my 20s, 30s, like, at this point, if I become the man that I want to be, the man that I'm working towards becoming, a lot of that stuff is like stuff that my dad instilled in me more than anybody else. So yeah, man, it's two sides to the coin. It's the negative. I didn't go to events. I didn't go to graduation. I didn't go to prom. I didn't do anything. I never even went to a homecoming. Like, I didn't do anything. I went to maybe 2 middle school dances in my life just because, like, I really felt like, what was the point? If the people that I care about the most are not involved in anything that I'm doing or associated with, or the person that I'm a junior. Like, I'm supposed to be 2.0 of this person, and like, they don't even care enough to be where they supposed to be when they supposed to be there. They don't gotta have no money. Don't gotta have no gifts. Don't like just show up, man. And he couldn't do that for whatever reason. But when he was there, he was trying to prepare me for what I'm dealing with now. And now, in the midst of dealing with it, I appreciate the preparation. So I don't feel, and maybe that's a different message than I would have ever had for my dad while he was here. But we had real conversations. We had a lot of real conversations. And I did express my frustration with him always trying to take credit for the person I was, the person that Devin was, the person that Crystal was, like. But now I understand a little bit more. And it don't change my opinion. But it does provide me with a little bit of different perspective. Like, he had just as much a right to be proud about his positive contributions as he should have been embarrassed about his negative contributions, because one doesn't change the other. And it's a lot of positive influence that he had, a lot of very valuable lessons, a lot of qualities and characteristics that I feel like I have as a core part of who I am because of my dad. So I appreciate that. And I get into it some more another time, but I at least wanted to start. And I'm going to start kind of expressing my appreciation for all of these people as I get the opportunity and feel like I can collect my thoughts enough to actually not just be on here rambling. But I miss my dad. I love my dad. I appreciate the conversations. I appreciate the example, both positive and negative. And I hope that, in a sense, that I do take the next step in evolution, as we say, because I feel like that's, like, from a family standpoint, it should be a generational evolution. Like, you should build on whatever you got from your parents, and they should have built on whatever they got from your grandparents, and so on and so forth. So to do my part to live up to my responsibility to move the men in the family forward, if nothing else, position Micah, position Alexander, like all of them, to at least have a better example, to have better resources, better guidance, support, and all of that. But at the same time, to also make sure that they learn those hard lessons and accept the fact that life is not about what you want. It's about what you're willing to do. It don't matter what you want. It matters what you're willing to do. And my dad taught me that. And you can't count on other people. Like if something's gonna happen, you're gonna have to make it happen. And my dad taught me that stuff, and I appreciate it. And like that's where I'm at. So with all that being said, Pops, I miss you. I love you. I respect the pride you had in the way your kids turned out. And you should be, because you did a hell of a job preparing us for life. And I appreciate that. So anybody else tuning in, same thing, appreciate you. Until next time, Timeshare Clarence. Peace.